All right. Now, tell me if that was not a story. Was that a story or was that a story?
Yes. Why? It's kind of things you've heard before.
You know, as well as
yeah.
We will always hear
Sounds
right,
kind of reckless, though.
that the police have the right. Well, we will always hear that the police have the right to go if they suspect you or whatever. But do you do it like that?
I don't think the police have the right to break into your house.
Well, they tell you that.
I don't know what the actual law is, but I find it hard to believe that police could just unilaterally decide that they can kick down your door and
you see the thing is
and search.
If you go in, my fear with that is that if you go in there without me being present, you could put anything in there and say it's Chris Owen.
Why would they want to do it?
Well, that's the next question. Why? I could think of a couple of good reasons why.
Why would they want to frame you?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why they try to do it before?
So you're saying that they have form in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that ain't gonna surprise me. If you could get policemen to go in a court and lie, what? That ain't surprising me. That surprise you?
Same commissioner.
Same commissioner. but no, you see, it comes back to that. Brother,
that's the point he been trying to make.
It comes back to that. So that is why I told him instead of going by the commissioner.
My obvious question is why would they want to do that? But
what?
Who knows?
But I just tell you that.
Who knows? Yeah.
If you get your people to go and lie,
yeah,
I ain't putting nothing past you.
Yeah.
But I know it's not about me. So the fishermen now, if this isn't addressed by the now Minister of National Security, I would say different government, same shit. Tell me no.
Listen, man, I think there's already signs of that.
Tell me no. Tell me no, because we say all the time, people vote for change. Yes? If this is not addressed by the now Ministry of National Security, I would say different government.
Right, but the first thing, right, is the government needs to clarify to the public what the police can and can't do. Right? So this snatching of phones, this deleting of videos, this telling people they can't video, this breaking off locks, is that lawful?
If you get,
or is that unlawful, right?
If you get a different commissioner to tell
no, but listen, right? Forget the commissioner. Right?
I can't forget you.
The Minister of National Security, because this is all part of fostering relationship with the public, right?
Uh-huh.
So what is legal? What is illegal? What powers do the police have? And what don't they have, right? Because the public need to know when the police say, give me your phone, do I have to give my phone?
No, you don't.
Or can I hold on to my phone, and if they want it, they have to go and get some sort of warrant or something?
Order to get my phone.
Yeah. If the police suspect in my house I have drugs, do they have the right to just come in?
Break off my locks?
Or do they have the right to stay outside my house and watch my house until they get their court order that permits? You know what I mean? The public need to be informed of these things, because this kind of Wild West style of policing does nothing for community relationships.
Yeah,
right?
but you see,
you have reports of guns in schools. If you really want the public to be involved, the public have to have a degree of faith.
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, police generally require a warrant to search private property, as arbitrary search or entry is prohibited.
Right.
So when it says generally, so what would be the exception?
The exceptions exist where they may search without a warrant, such as with consent, if you consent to it.
So I, as the owner or the person in control of the property, says
sure,
go ahead.
No problem.
Yep.
Right.
In emergencies or when evidence is in plain view.
All right. So I can see the drugs through the window.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see it in your vehicle.
I can see the firearm on your couch.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Then you could go in.
And the emergency being what? What would
maybe in a fire, maybe in if they're hearing somebody screaming, shouting.
But let me ask a question.
So someone bawling in the house,
right.
The police suspect something untoward's happening. They kick
Right.
down the door to.
So let me ask a question.
So none of that fits what we just
What
saw.
we're just talking about.
No.
And let me ask a question. Is this something for the Minister of National Security to tell the police or the Commissioner of Police to tell the police?
The public.
The public, sorry.
I think the Minister of National Security, and the reason I say that, right, is that by the Minister of National Security saying it, it's essentially telling the police commissioner as well, get your troops in order.
So you, Commissioner, you
What,
don't know
what
that?
are you doing cutting off people's locks?
So you don't know that you, as the Commissioner, don't know you're not supposed to be doing this?
Yeah, maybe you do, but maybe as a reminder to even the police, even to the commissioner, hey, this is not how we do policing.
So then we supposed to say, well, all right. So when someone make sure you go and do your investigation.
Remember,
before you
we've just come off this Wild West style of government. Huh?
But that's what I'm saying. So if it's still the same way,
Well, that's the point.
Let me ask
that,
you
and that's the
something.
point I'm making.
Let me ask you
Right,
something.
but the former Minister of National Security said actually that was Inspector Bailey. Let me call him. Let me
Call him back.
let me message him and see if he wants to talk on it.
Let me ask y'all something. If people don't start suing government
They
or
can't.
police force,
So brave. But
You can.
I don't think I can do it now. Man.
you can. But if the court system, etc., doesn't start taking that seriously, then if I'm the police, I say, okay, well, yeah, I'll do it, but there's no actual punishment if I don't. What's the punishment if I don't follow it?
Isn't that him calling you?
Is
Well,
it?
try.
Chris.
Hello.
Morning.
Chris, morning.
Morning.
You see, again, Vincent, you need to
Turn on your radio. Turn on your radio or something. There. Something going on.
yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Vincent, you need to educate yourself with the laws of the land. There are certain things police could do, as Jagger said, and there are certain things police cannot do. Based on what I heard the man they say this morning, that the police went into the house, he could call for different losses. He could say to move stuff without.
Yeah, but all that's good theoretically. But if governments traditionally don't pay up,
When they say don't pay up, what do you mean?
well,
it's so damn-
if you take a government to court, you win. They appeal, you win that. They take you to the higher court, you win that, and they still don't pay.
This is why
All you've done is put yourself further out of
this
pocket.
is why the police them now need to hold accountable personally and not the government.
Right, but
Because
the
you are
point
doing-
Chris is making is that the former commissioner, who's still there, well, sorry, the
Who's still the
current
present
commissioner is still there, and nothing changed.
Well, that is the reason why Vincent should need to come out with a protest now and let the government know that we mean business with a change.
They ain't going nowhere.
Protest. Couple protest.
Let me try calling. Well, I think it's assistant. Commissioner.
Assistant, ACP. Because I buying into all this thing, you know, but don't tell me somebody there all the time we doing this and we still doing this now. Morning.
Morning, guys. Barbados here. Happy
Morning.
New Year.
Morning.
Chris,
Hey.
I agree with you 100%. Because under the other administration, the same officer, top cop, was there.
Yeah.
Moving to get a change. I totally agree with that. And then Barbados too, right? One of the things, if policemen come in with a search warrant, they allow 2 officers to actually walk with you and search the premises. All right? And if they come in before the warrant, it would have to be where somebody running the house with a gun or with weed and to pursue the person at the same time. Otherwise than that, they're not supposed to come in. But although they know they're not supposed to come in for a warrant, some cases it still happens. You see? But I would say this to you guys, huh? Everybody wanted a change in St. Vincent. Even me, that don't live there. And I'm telling you, I would not even put this here to the Minister of Security yet. The top court should be with this first.
This is what I'm saying. But hey, you know, I ain't no legal nothing on that. So we see if we could get the assistant top cop and tell me about this. Because we just going through the same bowl of porridges.
This idea that you could just take the government to court and the court.
Morning. Oh, sorry, no morning. There we go.
You have to tell him when you're on there.
Hello, good morning.
ASP Bailey. Morning, you're on air. Before anything else, you're on air. You could do this. You're on air. You could be on air?
To good this.
Hey, yeah, you're on air?
Morning.
Right. Morning. Well, I guess I would have heard about the incident there with the fishermen and the police and all that.
Yeah, I'm actually on the road driving, and I've been following the conversation.
Right. What is legal? Give me the legal ramifications and what the police did about that.
You jump in the gun. You want to start the conversation in the middle.
Okay, well, give me from the beginning then.
Let us don't do that. Let me start from the beginning.
All right, the beginning.
Right. So, morning to
Good morning.
the entire panel and then the listening public. Now, police officers cannot arbitrarily just kick down a man's door or any person's door and enter into his property at will. We don't have that sort of authority. The law does not give us that privilege. We don't have that. Now, to every rule, there are a few exceptions, and we will speak in a short while about a few exceptions. So it is with the authority of a warrant that is duly signed by a competent authority, and a competent authority there could very well be a justice of the peace, the magistrate, or even the judge, is on the strength of that warrant that the police can enter someone's property and such. And I must add this, that we just can't go to a justice of the peace or a magistrate and get a warrant signed. There's a procedure. There's a procedure that is to be followed, where we have to go before the justice of the peace or the magistrate and swear to an information that the reason why we're seeking the warrant is that Chris Jones has been under.
Oh God, no, not me again.
Christopher Jones of Annisville / Murray Village has been under the police radar. We suspect that he is engaged in selling of narcotics. We have observed, we have seen people go into his residence frequently. When people leave his residence, we have conducted searches and we have found on them XYZ. And we are of the belief that the source of that is at Christopher Jones' residence. And based on that, we are applying for a warrant to go and search. The authority, be it the justice of the peace or the magistrate, if he or she is satisfied that our information is credible enough or sufficient enough, is on the strength of that they will sign a warrant authorizing the police to go and search.
Right.
And that is the correct procedure.
Right.
So I want the general public to know that we don't have the authority to just come and kick down the door.
Right.
Now I heard most of what the gentleman from Lowlands, the fisherman, said. You know, we don't really have the right to go and break off the locks if people are not there and such, because we run the risk that if we find anything that is illegal and the owners are not there, that if we go ahead and charge anybody, that we really gonna make a mockery of the judicial system, in the sense that we found things in the absence of the owners. So the owners say, well, when I left my place, I didn't leave that there. So how that got there? And so we put ourselves at risk in confronting such a situation by searching in the absence of the owner. Now, if we're talking about good police public relations and the relationship that we want to be improved, then that is not the way we ought to be conducting ourselves. And I say categorically, we ought not to be going down that road.
Was a warrant obtained in this particular case?
Well, I am not totally okay with all of the facts.
Okay.
As it transpired, yes.
Well, let me ask a question.
There's a story that just dropped on St. Vincent Times claiming that the police have made a major drug haul yesterday in Lowlands.
Well, I don't think that is 100% correct.
Okay.
in the sense that yes, some a substantial amount of drugs was found, but I don't think that the location may necessarily be the correct place.
Okay.
But here's another question, though. As it relates to what the fishermen were talking about, right? How did the guys, or who gave the officers that were there, the 4 pickup by the police, as the fella said, the directive to go there and execute that search?
No, well, you honestly don't expect me to answer that question, Mr. Jones.
Okay.
You honestly don't expect me to answer as to who gave the instruction for them to
No,
do.
because I was wondering if you were just picking up against this on themselves to do it.
I put it this way, Mr. Jones, that the police would have been acting on information that they consider to be credible. And I'm sure that they would have been armed with a warrant.
Okay.
And where may very well find happen is that because they were armed with a warrant to search Christopher Jones' house and the bay at Lomans Bay. When they get there, I'm a bit suspicious that they might have received other information and they took it upon themselves to say, well, boy, the time is not here to go and come and miss, or even leave somebody here to be a new one, or to go and come again. And they took a chance. They took a chance. And if we took that chance, we have to be man enough as an organization to say, man, we are in the process.
And
Hang on a minute. What do you mean you took a chance? I don't understand that.
So you mean
Okay, what I'm saying to you, but remember I said categorically that we have to be armed with a warrant to go and search any person's property. So I'm saying that I am of the firm belief that they would have been armed with a warrant when they went to search, let's say, Chris Jones. But having arrived at Chris Jones is shock of dwells on the bay. They might have received other information there and then, and they were not armed, let's say, with the necessary warrants to search all of the properties on the bay. Yeah?
I see.
So I'm saying that if we did it because of the information that we would have received, it was not the best thing, it was not the correct thing to do. And I want to urge my officers to be more responsible and let us do. We're accustomed to work hard. We're accustomed
shouldn't that initiate disciplinary proceedings?
Well, it may very well boil down to that. It may very well boil down to that the unit that operated may have to be paraded before the commissioner, and some sort of sanctioning will take place, because we honestly want the public and the police to have a good working relation. It just can't happen by ourselves. We alone can't do it.
But
it is impossible.
Aren't you supposed to, when they come, even though, aren't you supposed to show me that warrant?
Yes,
I asked the guy.
The law specified that we should show and read.
So if
we
you
should show and read.
Right.
What happens if you have a warrant but the is not there?
Right. So if he is not there and some other person is occupying, we can go ahead and search.
If nobody's there, can you still go in?
We should not. We should not. Because as I explained, if you go and you find anything illegal that you're looking for, and the owner say, well, when I left, I did not leave that there.
Problem.
But that would suggest then that every step of the way the police were wrong.
I'm saying that based on what I've heard thus far, we took some wrong steps.
So is it that the guys in the Ford transport took it upon themselves to go down there?
No.
What he's saying is that you might have gone there to go to Chris's house.
They may have got a warrant for
realize
Chris's
that
house.
boy down
Chris
there
ain't there, but let me check everybody anyway.
Everybody may have to.
Let me take off the locks and check without the owner being present.
That might have been the case. But I tell you this, Mr. Boy, I am of the firm belief that the time has come when we search people's house and property and so forth, I have no problem in we serving on the person a copy of the warrant.
Do you think?
What about recording? Do you have a problem with?
I don't.
No, hang on. Before you get on to recording, do you think if you contravene the law and compensation should be paid, one to the person who suffers, And should that compensation be deducted from the officer? Because there has to be some incentive to do the right thing, right?
Right. I hear you, but I won't go in that direction to say deduction from the officer.
So what's the incentive for everybody to follow the law then?
Right. I'll tell you why. There's no malicious intent on the part of any individual police. And
that's hard to believe, man. That's hard to believe.
No, hold on. The point I was making is that there's no malicious intent on the part of any individual police, and they're not working for themselves. The duty that they perform was on behalf of the state. Hence the reason why if illegal action is to be taken, it will not be the individual. It will be the state, and in this case, the state here, the Attorney General, the Commissioner of Police, and the individual officers' name will be mentioned on the lawsuit to show that it was not anything that was personal, but that the person was acting on behalf of the state. And I was making the point that I am. But
the problem with that is that we have no faith that the state ever pays.
No, that's not true. There are several, and people out there can verify this. There are several persons who would have taken the court, police officers, and the state to court.
That's a long-winded process to get.
No, and was awarded monies and they were paid. Yeah, they were paid. But the point I was making, that I don't have a difficulty in solving a person a copy of the warrant. And the issue with the recording of the phone, before I go, I don't have any problem. I don't know why police seem to have this problem. If you're doing your job and you're doing it the correct way, and somebody is recording you doing the right thing, why would you want to be, and how should that offend you? You shouldn't feel offended. You can't tell me as a police that nobody should record you because you don't want your face to be out there. But you're a public figure. You're a public servant.
Isn't that the point, though? Is that they know they're contravening the law, and that's why they want to remove it?
It may very well be. It may very well be. But if you're doing the right thing, and we always advocate for the right procedure to be followed, if you're doing the right thing, then allow the public to help spread the message that, hey, here is how the Vincentian police operate. So the police operate on a professional basis. Look at how they conducted this raid. And if it is done correctly, then let us don't take our people's phone, but allow people to help spread the message that we're doing the right thing. Right. We ought not to be taking away anybody's phone because they record us. That to me is foolishness. And I say to officers over and over, and I will continue to say to them, if you're doing the right thing, there's nothing to be fearful of. Right. There's absolutely nothing to be fearful of. If somebody records you, because the recording itself is not a criminal offense, and you're operating in public space. If you're operating in the public space and somebody's recording what's taking place, just know that where you are, you're operating in public space. You're being scrutinized, and you ought to be putting your A game out there for the public to see. I don't have a difficulty with that.
Well said. All right.
I hope I've been able to clear up some misconceptions, but to go.
Hey.
I want the police and the public to live as how the blood vessels and the blood live. The blood must flow through blood vessels, and if the blood vessel is ruptured, then blood will flow. And we do not want any rupture in the blood vessels.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
And leave the commission alone to go.
Why? Never. You know that. Never. You know that. Never. You see, you realize, right?
Because let me go. The time.
You just make all the points I make.
The time.
Every single one.
Let me go.
Exactly what I said. What he said. Play the people out. Yeah, there you go.